Oh, my biddies, how are you? Hope everyone's well today. I am kind of tired myself. I don't know why. I was up for like 2 hours in the middle of the night. That's just par for the course at my age. Opening that one. Yeah, it's not fully prepared. Sorry. I'm a bad person. I'm a naughty, naughty, naughty girl. Okay, let's see. So apparently GM laid off a bunch of workers again today. So welcome my GM biddies. Um yeah, they keep doing this and keep saying it's restructuring or you know something. It's not. It's not. It's them. They are doing this on purpose. They have taken a page out of the tech industry and are just laying people off at intervals just to lay them off because layoffs look good on the paper, on the investor paper. Yeah. I used to work at GM, not for GM, but at GM, at Proving Ground in Milford, and yeah, it's horrible the way they go about it. All of a sudden, you just can't get into your work. I read on Reddit two guys today are like, hmm, can't log into my laptop this morning. Wonder why. So yeah, that's unfortunate. Some other guys like, should I start looking now? And they're like, you should always be looking because you never know when it's going to be you. They have the managers rank all their employees, which is stupid anyway, and then the unproductive ones, which I mean, you can look unproductive on paper and still be a productive member of a team because you're doing other stuff that doesn't look as productive as something else might. It's ridiculous. It's also very depressing when you go to work and several of your friends are missing. One guy said it's half of his team got laid off this morning. Half your team, half the guys you work with, gone. Just can't contact them because you don't know their you may not know their personal information, and you can't contact them through your business info that you have on them because that doesn't exist anymore. They just delete you. There were people lined up to get into work, their badges wouldn't work. That's how they do it. It's depressing. It's really depressing and demoralizing, and morale is terrible. And that's no way to run a business. I didn't used to run businesses like this. There's a Behind the Bastards episode I encourage you to listen to. It's about Jack from GM or Jack from GE, sorry. GE, not GM. General Electric, Jack. The guy ruined it for all the workers. I really need to have a strike, guys. I say that as somebody who doesn't work. I wanted to share you this TikTok. Lauren. She's always sending us good stuff. Um, so
Shannon said, Jesus gets high off God, and I have not stopped thinking about it. It's been almost 24 hours, and I need to know, what does that mean? What could that mean? Jesus gets high off God. There was no other context. What does that mean? I fear I'll just be thinking about this for the rest of my life. If you are Shannon, tell me what that means, please. If you have a guess, tell me what that means. Someone tell me what that means. Oh my gosh. Last night on Survivor, Shannon said,
yeah,
Jesus gets high off God, and I
it needs to be quiet. Quiet, girl. Okay, got rid of her. Yeah, what does that mean? That is some churchy stuff there. Um, is he smoking? Is God smoking Jesus? Is he eating Jesus like the Catholics do? It's so weird. Oh, Christians are so weird. So weird. The takes are just bizarre to me. And I grew up in a very fundamentalist church, and it's just always been weird. Always been weird to me. Oh, I forgot to do one thing. Hold on just a second. I gotta do, I gotta bother somebody with a link to the stream. Bother, bother, bother. See if I can find. Oh, good. I forgot I talked to him last night. That's okay. We'll talk to Ed. We'll talk about all the stuff tomorrow. He won't be. He'll be a captive audience. All right. I guess we'll get in. Oh wait, do I have any more opening statements? Oh yes. Um, there is a recall on a cholesterol drug. You'll want to look it up. Oh, I forgot to share it in the. Edit. I'm figuring this stuff out, guys. I really am. There we go. So the link to that information on that drug recall is um, in the comments down below or in the description. That's it. Description. I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know what I'm doing. Do you know what you're doing? Because I don't know what I'm doing. I'm 6 years old. I still don't know what I'm doing. It's okay. We all have those days. Apparently, it doesn't dissolve correctly, so it failed a test or something. So, all right, now we can get into our Reddit reads because I don't have a 20-minute long rant to tell you today. Apparently, Survivor was on. But we've been so busy this week. My husband has had late meetings and he didn't get home till 10 o'clock last night from my sister in law's house, which will thankfully stop next week. That whole mess will be pretty much over. Thank goodness. Spending a lot of time with the kids this weekend, though, so that'll be fun. I love my kids. Our first Reddit read is from I Don't Work Here Lady, because I always like to start things off a little light. And I always like to end on a light one, a heavy one, a really heavy one, and then a light one, if I can guess right. This I Don't Work Here Lady. This is entitled "Calling the Wrong Number." Sure, I'll take your order. In the mid '90s, I had the same dorm room 2 years in a row. Nice. Back then, each room had an assigned phone number with an on campus extension. I remember those days. You had to dial 9 to get off campus, and local calls didn't require an area code. It just so happened that if you forgot to dial the 9 when calling the most popular pizza place that delivered to campus, you got my room. You may imagine I got a good number of late night drunken calls from the pizza place. Normally, when I got these calls, I would tell the caller, "Hey, this isn't Mario's Pizza. You forgot to dial 9 for off campus." They would apologize and ring pizza place. After a string of calls, I was pretty fed up. One late night, I rather tersely told the caller they forgot the 9 and they were not so kind about it. They called again a minute later, forgetting the 9 again. Oops. I decided, screw it, I'll take the order. I don't recall exactly what it was for a couple of pizzas that had to be for a couple of people. I figured it would be the end of it. Nope, an hour later they called back wondering where their pizza was. Amused that they called again, my reply was, "Oh, he left 5 minutes ago, should be there soon." I hung up and unplugged the phone and went happily to bed. Oh, yeah. Yeah. I mean, one digit off Social Security number will get you a lot of old people. One digit off the pizza place will get you a lot of drunk college kids. Oh, Park SC says, reminds me of the post from 4 or 5 years ago about Pizza Hut location refusing to change a phone number listed incorrectly on their flyers. It was actually a residential number. Shenanigans soon followed. Oh. The phone owners start insulting customers or giving them $20 off your next purchase for late deliveries, which started causing mayhem in that location. Well, that's what I would do. I mean, what else are you going to do? they refuse to change it, and so what else you gonna do? Other than do mayhem. Although with the old people, we never did that. They most of them would just hang up and dial again. And now we can't even remember numbers because they're all on the phone for us, or you can look them up online. Oh, this is from In-Laws, entitled In-Laws Having a Meltdown Over Our Plans to Move. My husband's parents are textbook overbearing, overwhelming, controlling type. They mask their manipulation and need for control by saying they just want to help, even though we've declined numerous times. I see us straight through this, but something my husband is still working on. I've got a lot of previous posts about it. Anyways, we're moving. Such a relief. They live in the same town as us right now, but soon we will be moving across the country. Ooh, really getting away. They are not the reason we are moving, but knowing we'll get out of their independence. Sorry. They are not the reason we're moving, but knowing we'll get a bit of our independence back is a win. My husband is relieved too. For some time now, my husband has tried to put boundaries in place so that we could have our autonomy. They maybe listen for a month, but then weasel the way back into boundaries stopping. So, of course, this move is upsetting for them, and they have fully dialed up their efforts as to be intertwined with us as possible. It's exhausting, and I know it will just get worse as the clock ticks down. Please tell me how to keep myself sane. I don't know because I moved away when I was, well, right out of college. Right out of college, and college was 40 minutes away. My first college was several hours away, a couple hours. Yeah, I don't know. You just got to do what you got to do. They're not going to be happy with this move. Oh well, maybe be nicer to your kids-in-law and your kids, and this won't happen. Because if they were happy, they might not have moved. And stop trying to control your kids. We discussed this yesterday with Anna. If you haven't seen that rant, you should go watch it. It's awesome. If I do say so myself. The next one is from Entitled Karens, entitled Karen Teacher Accuses Me of Vandalism. It's been a special tradition at my school for students in music and arts to carve their names in the black marble backstage. Everyone knows that. It was a way of leaving your mark, saying, I was here, I contributed, I mattered. The other two boys who had done the same thing with me, knowing this tradition, weren't even scolded by her teacher. I was singled out. She didn't understand the context. She didn't listen to me. It was just instant blame. Never mind the fact that the wall is literally covered in names from many graduating classes, names that have been there for years. But now that it's me, suddenly it's an issue. Does this teacher not like you? Because that most teachers know about little traditions like that and look the other way. Suddenly it's disrespectful. What happened to understanding the culture of the program my school is supposed to be so proud of? But then, thank God, the principal stepped in. She called me into her office, and honestly, I was expecting the worst. I was thinking I'd have to explain everything again just to get hit with detention. The first thing she said was, I completely understand. I understand. It's a special tradition. I almost cried from relief right there. She explained how this tradition lived in our theater, passed down from class to class, telling me about those students are proud to be the heart of the program. She told me, you are part of the arts. You are allowed to leave a mark. Just make sure it's a good one. And here's the best part. It turns out my principal didn't stop at just hearing my side of the story. Nope. She went straight to my teacher and called her out for jumping to conclusions without knowing the full context. Apparently, she asked her, do you talk to the other two boys who did the exact same thing? Of course, the answer was no. That's when my principal told her that singling out one student, especially without getting the full picture, was completely unfair. Yes, like why are you picking on this kid and not including the other two that did the exact same thing? Wrong. Wrong. She even said I don't she even said don't punish one student for something the program has accepted for years. My principal stood up for me when it really mattered. It felt good. Not only just to be off the hook, but to be seen. To have some authority, remind everyone that fairness actually matters and that you can't just single someone out because you assume they're in the wrong. I walked out of the office with a little more than some people actually listen before they judge. P.S. Thank you, Mom, for defending me in that situation. Good mom. Good mom. I'd have been so mad. I'd have been mad. I did actually yell at my kid's teacher once for doing stuff that was stupid. Oh, that was nice. That was a good story. I thought that was gonna go horribly wrong, but it didn't. Good principal, good mom, bad teacher. What's wrong with you? Stop it. Stop doing that. Just no mother-in-law, 8 months pregnant, fed up, and finally standing up to my mill. I'm 8 months pregnant, exhausted, physically uncomfortable, and trying to juggle life with my daughter, and my mother-in-law decides this is the perfect time to start unnecessary drama. Great. She sent me a barrage of passive aggressive texts about my daughter's dental and eye care. Keep in mind that my daughter has already been to both the dentist and the eye doctor, so this is completely random and unprovoked. Why are you worried about the kids? They're not your kids. Stop worrying about them. Stop being so in their face. My first text was dripping with judgment. Sorry. Her first text was dripping with judgment and her usual murder energy. My dentist office is huge for kids. They get real toys, not squishy things or pencils. What's wrong with squishy things or pencils? She has permanent teeth coming in. She's a diabetic who needs teeth and eyes checked regularly. I'm sure that if she's a diabetic, her doctor has talked to her about that, and mom is doing the right thing for that. My kid started the dentist at 3 years old. Please consider making her appointment here or somewhere else. This is a mile away. I could just take her, please. It's important. Save you her down the road. Save you and her down the road. It's not your business. Obviously, they don't care about enough to have you in their life to where they told you they've already taken the kid to the dentist and the eye doctor. And yeah, like being a diabetic will, especially, I don't know about the teeth so much, but maybe. I don't know. I just don't know. I'm just ignorant on that. Um, but yeah, they can have really bad eye problems. I do know that. Translation: I know better than you, and I'm going to tell you endlessly how to parent. I stayed calm and tried to be polite. Thanks. Thumbs up. We already got her care covered with her doctor and dentist, but I'll be sure to keep your office's toy selection in mind next time I'm prioritizing medical decisions. That's a good answer. You did good, kid. You done good. Her reply: classic guilt trip. I'm only saying this because I love my granddaughter. Okay. But you don't love your kid enough to eh, trust that he's getting the granddaughter, you know, ah, you don't trust the kid enough to make sure that his own daughter is taken care of. And trust me, I know from things that should be done medically and that, and I try to stay out of it as much as I can. I finally snapped. Well, snapped with calm, measured words because I've tried to be respectful for years, and this was the first time I truly stood up to her. And you think that we don't? Mother-in-law, what we do with our daughter doesn't concern you. Like I said, we have it handled. Of course, she couldn't resist sending this. Oh my goodness, it's a diatribe. I have asked her, and she told me she has not gone to the dentist. And you're going to believe a kid? I hate to differ with you, but she has my family's blood flowing through her veins, and I can be concerned that she's a part of my family as you are. When you married my son, you became part of the family, whether you like it or not. Oh my gosh. Get this. Biblically, you were grafted in as you became one with your husband. Ew. Ew. So gross. I don't know why you don't like me. I can tell you why she don't like you. I've only done things to help. No one in their right mind gets upset when somebody helps them. Yeah, they do. Connection is unstable. Crap. Well, there's one person on here. Can you see me and hear me? And I don't know why it would be unstable because unless it's My internet went out because that happens. Okay, I guess it's fine. No one in their right mind gets upset when someone helps them. You guys do whatever you want, and it shows. Daughter is a wonderful, beautiful girl. I'm sure she is. I love her, and it breaks my heart when she asks me why her parents won't let her come to my house. Maybe you should explain to her why. I've offered to help you any way I can, and you have decided you don't want my help. Excuse me, your choice. So continue to live the way you are living, and when you change your mind, father in law and I are here to help you with anything. Sorry you feel the need to be so ungrateful and selfish. Our love and prayers are always for you and not against you. We only want the best for you all. Well, I can tell you why your daughter in law doesn't like you because you're a busybody. I would call you a biddy, but we like those around here. You're a busybody. You're in her business. Stay out of her business. Maybe the kid didn't remember they went to the dentist because they were too young. My mother in law always knew when we went to the dentist because she lived in the town where the dentist was, and we always went and saw her after, or occasionally before, usually after. Reality check. I've never told my daughter she couldn't go or kept her away. And the only time mother in law wants her there is when nephew is visiting. So my daughter can entertain him and on her own time, which she doesn't always work out for us and freaks the F out when we don't drop what we're doing to bring daughter to her house. She weaponizes my daughter as a prop for her martyrdom, all while claiming she loves her granddaughter. I stop everything to get my grandkids. I mean, if I have something like major planned, but this show gets dropped because of my grandkids. I don't care. I'm supposed to be here every day at 10. Mm, not if I have a better not if I have a better invite, better offer. And my grandkids will always be the better offer. Love those little guys. I respond firmly, cutting through the drama. I appreciate you reminding me yet again what you think family should look like. Luckily, I don't measure love or respect by lectures, guilt trips, or conditions. Good for you. Daughter has two parents who make choices for her safety and well being, and no, we don't need to justify those to anyone. It's interesting that you call me ungrateful and selfish when all I've ever asked for is boundaries to be respected. If that feels like rejection to you, that is not really my problem. But thank you for your prayers. I'm sure we'll manage just fine without the strings attached kind of help. She couldn't help herself there and texted my mother. Oh no, now you're getting the other mother involved. I guess I know how your daughter really feels now. It's very sad. I do things for them because I want to help. I don't even mind helping, but I guess that they can handle it from here. Oh my goodness, this lady. Yeah, they can handle it. And they should be handling it. That's their kid. They should be handling their own kid. And you can help when they ask you to, but you don't just volunteer volunteer to take the kid to the dentist. That's something the parents should be doing. Unless the parents are working and can't do it and they need help. Maybe the other mom's doing all that. You don't know. And it didn't stop there. The day after the argument, she showed up unannounced at my house with a Barbie for daughter while I wasn't home, trying to provoke my husband after he calmly told her she was wrong and had crossed boundaries. The gift was clearly a weapon on her ongoing attempt to manipulate and provoke. Oh, she handled this really well. She was respectful. Somebody put, biblically speaking, the husband is to cleave to his wife when he leaves his mother and father and becomes one flesh. Ew, that's so gross. It's so gross. Ugh. It does not include his mother. His relationship with you should supersede any other relationship, and it sounds like that's what he's doing. Personally, I just wouldn't have responded. Oh, yeah, no. I mean, you do kind of marry the family, but you can also divorce the family and not divorce your spouse. You can divorce your family and not divorce your spouse. You can, especially if they have no boundaries. I try to stay out of my kids' lives as much as I can. I mean, it's not that I don't care because I do, but if they want to tell me something, they'll tell me. I'm not going to pry, prod, and get all up in their business because it's not my place. It's not my place. My in-laws didn't do that to me. Thankfully, they had plenty of practice by the time I came along, like decades, decades of practice by the time I came along. And there were still issues. There were still issues, and that's okay. You're gonna have issues with your family. It's fine. You're not gonna agree on everything all the time. That's impossible. But talk it out, work it out. Don't don't cross boundaries. If somebody sets a boundary, say, "I don't want you to come to my house unannounced." Don't go to their house unannounced. I don't do that anyway because it makes me uncomfortable. They can come to my house. They can come into my house and walk right in. It's their house. My house is my kid's house. My kid's house is not my house. Oh, we have another mother-in-law one. I gotta split these up in the future. Uh, Mother-in-laws from hell. My Mill was not happy about the boundaries her son set. Uh-oh, another boundary one. See what I mean? Like, just stop. Actually, your kids wouldn't have to set boundaries with you if you weren't overstepping boundaries to begin with. We recently moved into our home. It's bare. We're starting from scratch. Our baby is still very young. I can relate to that. After living with my in laws for nearly 2 years, I knew it was time for us to have our own space. Oh, I can't imagine having to live with my in laws. I mean, I loved my in laws, but I would not want to live with them, at least not for 2 years. Holy cow. I told my husband that if we couldn't find a house this year, we needed to rent something. He wasn't thrilled about it. He'd rather pay mortgage than rent, but to my surprise, he thought came through with a brand new home. Good for him. Green flag. And green flag hubby right here. Green flag. Put my flags out. Now we're finally settling in. I want our first holidays to be here with just the three of us. Yes, it was my decision, needed this time with my little family. We spent every holiday with his parents until now, and I don't think it's unreasonable to want to one to ourselves. Holidays, I mean, I my son likes to be at their house in the morning on Christmas morning because of Santa, you know. But I would never demand it. Also, you should be spending time with both families unless you're estranged for some reason. It's important that your kids see that you spend time with both sides of your families. Otherwise, how are your kids going to treat you when it comes to that time? Apparently, my mail didn't take it well. She sent a message that made it clear she knows the decision came from me. Honestly, I'm not bothered by that. I sacrificed a lot living in her house. She can be delusional, and pretentious, constantly showing off while still working hard to maintain her lavish lifestyle. I mean, that's a choice. Not really something I judge. Well, I might, but not that harshly. Her husband seems to go along with whatever she wants, and I've had enough. What really crossed the line was her reaction saying nasty things to my husband because we decided her request to visit and celebrate the holidays with us. If she hates me for setting boundaries, then so be it. I'm not here to please her. I'm here to protect my peace and prioritize my family. Edit. I just wanted to thank everyone for the encouraging messages. It's been a stressful week, and even though I thought I shouldn't let my mother in law's remarks get to me, they still sting sometimes. Of course they do. But being here and feeling seen has made such a difference. I'm really glad I poured it all out. Thank you for holding space for me. Yeah, I mean, if you've spent every holiday with them, it's time to not spend a holiday with them. You know, they shouldn't get every holiday. Every other holiday, maybe? Every third holiday, depending on the family dynamics. Maybe even every fourth holiday. Sounds like this one's every third holiday, though. Oh, yeah, it's rough. It's rough. I can't imagine living there for 2 years with this overly pretentious woman. I mean, if you want to work hard to have nice things, I guess, a lavish lifestyle. I don't have a problem with that. Now, if you're borrowing money for your lavish lifestyle and plan to be in debt the rest of your life, that's a whole different thing. Next, we have oh no consequences. My ex entitled my ex-husband cheated on his girlfriend and I'm glad. Yeah, I can bet. So this is originally off from True Off My Chest. My ex-husband cheated on his girlfriend, and I'm glad. Sometimes they change the titles. Um, my 27 female, oh, he's so young. Ex-husband R. Oh, I hate that. We'll call him Robert. Ex-husband Robert of 4 years cheated on me last year with a college friend of mine, G. We'll call her Jenny. And she ended up pregnant. Read my post history for context. I left him and he moved in with Jenny and they had the baby, and I haven't kept up with them since. I'm sure everyone's surprised Robert and I'm sure everyone is surprised Robert cheated on Jenny. I found out through a friend that still follows Jenny on socials because she made a post blasting him and all of his actions. Oh, you have a lot of room to talk, girl. You should not be talking. You should not be talking because you were a part of that. You were a part of that yourself. And oh man, what a blast. Y'all, this was the kind of post that's once in a lifetime. Jenny aired all of their dirty laundry, and it was just a hell of a post. Jenny found out Robert had given her some STI. She didn't specify which, but implied it was treatable. Most STIs are treatable. There's really only one that I know of that's not. Most STIs are curable, I should say. There's one that's treatable but not curable that I know of. Well, a couple. And for some reason, she stayed with him, likely the baby they just had. But later, she found out he'd been cheating since before she even had the baby. Of course, he was, because that's when guys step out when their women are pregnant. Guys don't do that. It's not cool. Not cool at all. Anyway, Ginny found out she was pregnant with their second baby. She told Robert. He was so excited, and then they went out to celebrate. Robert got a little too drunk and made some weird effing comments that made Ginny think something was very wrong. He'd given Ginny his phone passcode, bold as hell, IMO, and after he passed out, she checked his text, and he had to quote, two effing bitches he was texting in his recent messages. So he's cheating on Ginny, and he's cheating on two other people, too. Oh, what's Robert got? What's Robert got that the rest of y'all guys don't got? I'm glad. I won't say Ginny ruined my life because she didn't. But she planned to separate me and Robert, and she succeeded, and she's getting her just desserts. She's going to be a single mother to two young children, and it's because she was so adamant about being with my ex, even though he was a cheater. He had a taste of infidelity and he couldn't stop, and now he's suffering. I hate it for Ginny's kids, too. They'll grow up with a mom who craves chaos, and they won't get the life they deserve. And I fear for her second baby will inherit whatever STI Robert gave Ginny. I hope and pray Robert will take responsibility for his children because he wanted kids at some point and he's great with kids, but oh man, I dodged so many bullets. I feel kind of bad. I'm happy, but karma came for them, and I'm not one to doubt the universe's way of balancing itself. I'll just keep going to therapy, doing my thing, and keeping my peace, and as always, I'll be just fine. Oh, OP, you did dodge several bullets, but that's not how karma works. Karma is after you die. Just saying. Poor Yuki says OP didn't dodge a bullet. Ginny pushed her out of the way, slow mo yelling, Mrs. President. Ah, this is why I love Reddit. Oh, that's so funny. Oh, yeah, she got pushed out of the way of the bullet. Thanks, Ginny. This is from Am I Overreacting? AIO for telling my boyfriend his best friend can't sleep over in our bed while I'm away. Okay. This is a flared relationship. I, 27 female. What is it with the 27-year-old girls today? And I can say girls because my daughter's that age. Uh, I, 27 female, am away from my sister's hen to do this weekend. I, 27 female, am away for my sister's hen do this weekend. Oh, hen do. She means um bachelorette party, bridal party. My boyfriend, 28 male, just casually announced that his best mate from uni, a woman, is in town for a gig and he's offered for her to stay at ours. Grand, no bother. Then he drops that since our sofa is knackered and the airbed has a slow puncture, she'll have to kip in our bed with him while I'm not there. Is she gay? Because if she's gay, that's probably fine. I told him absolutely not. I'm not comfortable with that at all. I offered to nip into Argos after work and grab a new airbed. He even said I'd chip in for Travelodge. He said he could sleep on the floor if it was that much of a big deal. He reckons that's insulting to her, that I'm making it weird because they're just mates. Here's the thing though, they did have a thing back in school when he says for like 2 weeks. She also has a habit of FaceTiming him late at night and posts old photos of them with captions like my favorite human being. Oh yeah, yeah, that's an issue. That's a red flag. That puts out the red flags. He swears it's all platonic, but sharing our actual bed feels like a massive boundary crossed. I don't care if he's Captain Platonic and look that song up if you don't know it. Captain Platonic. She's proper kicked off, saying I'm being controlling and that she's skint, so it's just a decent thing to do. Now he's saying if she can't stay in our bed, he'll just go stay at her brother's house with her instead. To be honest, that sounds even dodgier. Yeah, why are you going? Why didn't she just go to her brother's house to begin with? Am I the one going mental here? It's not that I don't trust him exactly. It just feels disrespectful to me in our relationship. He's making it out like I'm some jealous psycho, but I feel like this is a pretty normal thing to be against. I just don't want to know if being unreasonable turns into this massive row. The thing is, when you put yourself in certain situations like this boyfriend and his friend will be doing, if this goes through, if you put yourself in certain situations, things can happen. Things that you don't plan on happening, things that you are planning on not happening can happen. Don't do that. Don't put yourself in a situation because you don't want to have to get yourself out of the situation. She can go to her brother's house, it sounds like. He can drive her over there after they have their little party thing. And that's fine. It's fine for them to get together and do some stuff. Not that kind of stuff, but it's fine for them to get together and have a hang. But don't put yourself in a situation that, especially if you're getting drunk, because you'll do things that you want to do but won't do when you're sober if you're drunk. Um, but she can stay at her brother's house. She has a place to go. It's not like she has no place to go. Uh, S9 No Worries says it kind of sounds like there's been something going on with them for a while now, and she's only able to come down when you're conveniently not going to be there. It could be a coincidence, but the way he's acting, it sounds like he doesn't want to be separated from her for some reason. He could just as well catch up with her and they go to their own accommodations, but this doesn't seem to be what your boyfriend wants. At this point, can you trust anything your boyfriend says if you ask if something happened between the two of them? No matter how much you protest, he's going to stay with her while you're gone and most likely in the same bed. Just tell him he can move out and spend all the time he wants with her because you're done. I wouldn't want either of them in my home doing who knows what. Change your locks. Yeah, it's and if your spouse or your significant other is uncomfortable with a situation, you should listen to them and um, take their feelings into account and then follow what they say. That's happened. She has every right to feel uncomfortable too. And sometimes you can forgive things, but why put yourself in the situation when you don't need to be that you don't need to be forgiven? This is from Am I the A-hole? AITA for not bringing my daughter's friend home and making her parents come get her. Oh, well, that depends. You might be. You might not be. My daughter and I live about an hour outside New York City. Since she was a baby, I've taken her there most weekends. As she got older, she occasionally brought friends. They always know the rules. Bring a bag with things for the train, carry your own stuff, stick together, expect lots of walking, and have fun. Phones are fine, but I encourage screen-free activities. I always speak to the parents beforehand and emphasize the walking. Sometimes we walk 45 minutes or more. Only 45 minutes? That's not that much. That's not that much walking. 45 minutes in town? I mean, I did that a day, every day, more than that when we went to New York and Seattle. Heck, it was at least 15 minutes just to get to the train from the hotel. For her 12th birthday last weekend, she wanted to go to the city with friends, visit favorite spots, have dinner, and maybe see a show. That sounds fun. My mom helped pay for tickets and joined us. Daughter invited three girls, two longtime friends who know the routine, and her new friend called Leah. I called Leah's mom, explained the rules, warned them about the walking, and suggested Leah bring something for the train since the signal is bad. Leah's mom said she was excited. My daughter also explained expectations. You can always download a book on your phone from the library, unless you want to buy one. I've been buying mine lately, but I also do use the library. Untrained, Leah brought only her phone, got bored when the signal cut out, and refused to chat or play games with the others and complained. Oh no, Leah's a problem. Leah's a problem. When we arrived, she immediately asked for a cab. My daughter reminded her that we walk. As we browsed shops, Leah kept whining and asking for a cab. That area of New York, which I have just been to in May, um, there's lots of things to do there. Lots of things to see. Lots of shops. Lots of shops I couldn't afford to buy anything from, but they're fun. I stayed patient, offered water, snack breaks, even suggested the subway to be nice. The subway is nice. I mean, it's not that nice, but it's a good way to get around. But she refused when she learned what it was. Where are you going that you need a subway to go see a dinner and a show in New York? There's plenty of dinners right where the show is. A few hours in, we stopped for dinner at a place with options for everyone. Leah complained again and said she wanted to go home. I pulled her aside to check this if she was sick or upset, and she said it was just boring. I told her we'd be there a few more hours for the show, but if she wanted to leave, she could call her mom. Yeah, not the a-hole. Yeah. Leah called and her mom asked me to bring her back. No. Even if my mom or I left with Leah and took the train back after we dropped her off, we'd miss the show, and my daughter wanted both of us there. Of course she did. I explained that we wouldn't head back until after the show. Well, yeah, also you paid for it. That's money. Leah's mom going to pay for you to miss the show? Because I'd be demanding some money. Leah's mom didn't want to pay for a train ticket or drive. She eventually sent Leah's dad, who picked her up before the show. Leah stayed crabby through dinner. Leah PMSing or something? I don't know. Afterward, Leah's mom trashed me to the other moms, but they backed me up, saying they wouldn't expect me to cut the trip short unless a child was sick or hurt, which I would do. Now Leah's mom won't let her hang out with my daughter. I can't help wondering if I should just suck it up and take her home. AITA. No, and Leah's mom not letting her daughter hang out with yours, that's a blessing. That's a blessing. Don't complain about that. Yeah, the top comment is from Quick Possession and it says, the fact that Leah's mom won't let Leah hang out with your daughter's a bonus. Yes. Leah sounds like she's high maintenance and whiny. Bad influence on your kid. Write us off as an experience your kid will learn from. Yep. NTA. Yep. Yeah. Leah's mom didn't want to pay to come to the city and get her kid that's a whiny little brat. No, no. NTA. Leah should have sucked it up. Leah could have had a good time, but she chose not to. Being crabby like this is a choice. I mean, we're all crabby sometimes. Leah should have known she was crabby beforehand and opted out of the trip maybe. I'd still be mad about the money on that show though. Those things are not cheap. Not cheap. Aaron Olympian says, not NTA, mother of a 13-year-old here, and I would have done the same. Also wouldn't be too fussed about child losing this particular friend, and I wouldn't allow her to come on any more trips, sleepovers, play dates. I've actually banned whiny or difficult children from my house before after telling my children exactly why, and they are fine with it. The LP answers, my daughter and I already discussed Leah was not a city friend. She's not a city mouse, she's a country mouse. But she had hoped they could still be friends who hung out in the area. But I see your point. I worked really hard to make sure my child is relatively no fuss when we travel. but I don't need other people undoing that. Yeah. No, you're NTA. This child should have never gone. This child should have taken direction. She's 13 years old. She's going to be an adult in 5 years. She needs to learn how to entertain herself without a phone because there will be times when your phone will not work. And that is just that. Next, we have Traumatize Them Back, entitled My Wife Won't Stand Up, but She Will Shut You Down. And it's a flared, clever comeback. So it happened roughly 30 minutes from now, and I knew that was something Traumatize Them Back material. A bit of context beforehand. My wife, uh, 32 female, and I, 27 male, live near Paris and often have to travel with the subway for practical reasons. Subways in France have folding seats for people to use, and the common rule here is to stand up when the wagon is crowded and people have more space. Oh, okay, so the seat folds up so that like two people can stand there rather than sit. My wife is disabled and suffers from chronic pain that make her very uncomfortable when she stand up without moving for a few minutes. She found herself a folding seat for the 20 minutes we had to stay in the subway. The story starts maybe 2 minutes after she found her seat. The wagon started to fill up with a lot of people, and because of that, everyone except her stood up to let people enter and have a bit more space. But it seemed to be not enough for two decrepit individuals in their 60s that decided to place themselves next to her and start complaining about people not standing up so they can have more space, I think is what you meant. It wasn't targeted at her at all. Sure it was. Usually my wife doesn't say much, but this time she was pissed and decided to get at them as much as she could. She opened her bag to show her CMI, a card for people with mobility issues, to pinpoint the fact that no, she can't stand up. And the old couple instantly stopped their nagging by pretending they couldn't see or hear her. So she pointed out that she at least deserved an apology for her rudeness, at which one of the two responded, "But we couldn't know that you were disabled. It's not written on your face." I just assume. I just assume if somebody's not standing up that they can't. Assume the best. Assume the best, and you won't be embarrassed like this. Oh God. My wife tore this person another one right on the spot, stating that 80% of disabilities are invisible and that having to show her card to nasty people without getting any kind of apology was awful enough to endure. And she continued until the two retired dimwits decided that staying in this place wasn't a good plan anymore, and they were trying to blend into the crowd behind, which was far better idea, especially since now our side of the wagon was staring at the whole ordeal because of the 4K drama taking place in front of their eyes. Needless to say, nobody heard anything from them afterwards, and they left the train a few stops after, and my wife stayed in her seat until we had to go. I made sure to tell her how proud of her I am. Yeah. I have a bad knee, and sometimes it's hard for me on subways and stuff because of all the moving back and forth. It starts to bother my knee after a while, and I need to sit down. I do stand up when I can, and I'm sure this lady does too when she can, if she can ever, which she might not be able to. Argres 65 says, "I'm an older guy who looks to be in good shape, although too thin, and I'm disabled. So days I can walk fine. Some I struggle very significantly. I was wounded in the Marine Corps and I need extensive surgery on my left shoulder, chest, hip, and both knees." Oh man, that sounds rough. I had one person, a middle aged lady, who gave me actual crap from a parking placard, who was walking along with the group saying, "Lolly, so many people are misusing and scamming those handicap spots. It's crazy." And pointedly looked at me. You know what? If somebody has those placards are not easy to get. Not easy to get at all. And you don't know what somebody's disability is. You see somebody walking with somebody else, the other person might be blind. You don't know. You don't know unless you see their cane or something. I replied, "Well, not all injuries are visible, but mine are." And then I lifted the side of my shirt and pulled my pant waistband down just a few inches so she could get a good look at the nasty network of scars from shrapnel and surgical incisions that were visible. She had enough self awareness to flush and cast her eyes aside when the others in her group looked. looked at her like, "You embarrassed us again," or looked at me, noticed my veteran license plate and said, "Oh, crap, sorry, thanks for your service." I mean, sometimes you gotta traumatize them back. And sometimes it's completely invisible. There are degenerative, um, diseases that you can't see. There are heart conditions, you can't see those. There's lung conditions, you can't see those. Give people of a doubt and stop judging them. Judge the people on here. Come here and judge people. Don't judge your friends. Don't judge your family. Don't judge people you don't know that you just see out in public because you don't know. All right, time for our little breaky break. If you haven't already, please like, subscribe, and turn on your notifications. I go live at least 4 times a week, usually about 10 in the morning. If you have a story of your own or come across one in the mile, you can email biddybrunchbunch at gmail.com and I might read it out for a bunch, put in the title submission. If you'd like to be notified of an upcoming episode, I can do that in the morning. I set them up ahead of time and I can send you a link. If you want, email Biddy Bunch Bunch and put in subscribe in the title. And I will do that for you for now. That might get too much in the future, but for now, we can do it that way. Um, and Lauren Baby is working on a Discord also, and we'll put notifications up on there too once she gets that going. Our next Reddit is entitled "People Is My Neighbor Taking the Piss with My Outdoor Socket?" Came home a few times last week to find an extension cord snaking from my neighbor's garage into the socket on the back of my house. I unplugged it the first time, figured it was an honest mistake. Then I caught him doing it again. Of course you did, because you didn't talk to him. I had a quiet word and said, "Mate, that's my Lecky, Leccy. I'm assuming they mean electricity. I mean, from the wording, it sounds like they're uh, might be in the UK or something. You're That's my lessee you're using. It's on my meter." He just laughed it off and said, "It's only pennies, and the estate management covers it anyway." It definitely does not. What? No, that's not how that works, dude. He did it again while I was out, so I've now fitted a lockable cover over the socket. This morning I found a note in my letterbox saying, since I've blocked the community socket, he'll need to charge his e-bike inside my house when it rains, and I could leave my back gate unlocked for him on Saturday. Absolute cheat. No, charge your bike on your own electricity, dork. Sorry, I'm calling names now. I'm just trying to not cause a war here. I even offered to go halves on getting Sparky to fit an outdoor socket on his own wall, and he refused. Now I hear he's telling other neighbors I'm being tight. Have I gone over the top by locking it, or is he just being a cheeky sod? I don't know whether to just ignore him or bring 101 for advice. This is just mad. No, no. He he's perfectly capable of taking his bike inside his house and charging it if that's what he needs to do. That's crazy. Don't steal other people's electricity. Knock it off. Ecliptic Blues says the pure entitlement to demand to use your electricity by leaving you the back gate open so he can freely enter your house without supervision. Life is expensive for everyone. Why does he think he can use yours instead of his own? Also, it's attached to a house. It's the property of the owner of the house. Community charging stations are almost always a pole nearby or in a parking lot. Exactly. It's in his backyard. Like, no. If he insists on community electricity, he should put in a request to install one of those charging stations to the city hall you live in the jurisdiction of. You're not overreacting by blocking it. John N. Denver. Aw, that makes me sad. I miss John Denver. I would have cut the cord. In what world is this an honest mistake? Walking into your backyard and plugging it into your house. Yes. Oh my goodness. No, don't steal other people's electricity. Next one's from Retail Hell. And it is, I guess I'm just going to show you. It's a bad word, and just be warned. It's entitled "This is So Accurate" with Broken Hearts. Working in retail. Hey, me, hey, customer, I wish you would just effing die. Oh my goodness. Me, okay, let me know if you have any questions. Manager, hi, could I talk to you in the office for a sec? Great, thanks. We got a complaint from a customer that you didn't kill yourself when requested, so unfortunately, we're going to have to take disciplinary action. Sign here acknowledging we talked. Thanks. Sometimes it do feel that way, don't it? Sometimes it do feel that way. Oh. Tree Decor says, and then those rude customers will complain about how no one wants to work anymore. Well, they're all dead. So, oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. What the heck? Our next one is from Am I the Jerk? AITJ for refusing to throw another Friendsgiving after my roommate assumed I'd do all the cooking again. I, 19 female, live in a dorm apartment with two roommates. Last year I planned a big Friendsgiving for our friend group, like 12 people came. That's all that a medium-sized. I call that a medium-sized Friendsgiving. I spent hours shopping, cooking, cleaning, and basically making it happen. Good. That's nice of you. My roommate helped by grabbing a tub full of ice cream on the way back from class. Everyone ate. She took home a bunch of leftovers, and that was about it. This week she announced in our group chat, can't wait for Friendsgiving at OP's again. I'll bring dessert. Except I never said I was hosting this year. I just got a part-time job. I'm swamped with assignments, and our place is way too cramped to host that many people comfortably. I told her I wasn't planning to do it this year and suggested maybe she host at her boyfriend's apartment or that we all go out to eat instead. She got annoyed and said I was ruining her tradition. 1 year does not a tradition make. One time does not a tradition make. And being selfish, she also said she's not really into cooking and it would be too much work for her. But it's fine for other people to do all the work. People. I told her that it wasn't my responsibility, and now she's giving me the cold shoulder. Some of our friends are saying I should just do it again because I'm the one that knows how to cook. So AITA for not wanting to host another Friendsgiving just because everyone assumed I would. No, no, you're not the jerk, honey. Okay, Body says, yeah, you're just being treated like a doormat. And OP answered, right? It doesn't make sense. ATP at the present, celebrating Friendsgiving when they treat me like that. That's not a Friendsgiving. That's a we want a free meal. We want a free meal, and you get to pay for it and do all the work for it. I mean, you could do like a potluck if they really wanted to get together. Do a potluck. They're, I mean, they're living in a dorm, so there's probably an open space they could use if they wanted to. Most dorms have spaces like that. Um, we had a whole fake wedding in the basement of our dorm once. It was really fun. The guy dressed in lederhosen. It's great. Everybody brought something to eat. I'm sure somebody brought booze. I was underage at the time. Was I? Maybe I wasn't. I didn't drink that much anyway. Father lost our house. Oh, sorry. This is in What Do I Do? Father lost our house, but at least he remembered my sister's birthday. And there is a picture that I can share. And it says, Happy birthday. Lost the house. Somebody is going down today and tomorrow to get some stuff out. I'm in a no cell zone, so if you would like to go give her a shout. I'm sorry I failed. I'm sorry I ruined your birthday. I hope you get everything you want and all the happiness in the world. Well, she ain't getting everything she wants because you lost the house. How'd you do that? How'd you do that, Dad? Dad sent this to my sister. It's our childhood home. My great grandpa built it. I'm currently out of the state on vacation, but I guess they're having a supervised 2 days to get whatever they can grab. I contacted the bank and asked for another day for when I'm back, and they basically said, tough crap. They're going to try and get a million for it when only 150,000 was old. Yeah, that's how that works. That's how that works. Allegedly. So not a chance I can do anything to save my childhood home or my stuff, apparently. I had no idea my dad was defaulting on his mortgage. Why did he even have a mortgage? He kept it under wraps pretty well, and they already locked the house up. Any other way for me to get my stuff? You could send somebody over and get it, but here's the thing. If it was a house that grandpa built, there shouldn't be a mortgage on that. Grandpa should have paid the mortgage off. 150,000 for a house that's been there a long time. Like it sounds like it's her childhood home. She did not say how old she was, but she's old enough to go on vacation without dad, so she's probably 20-ish. $150,000 to pay off in 10 years, a lot of money. Why was there a mortgage on this house? Your dad was living beyond his means, it sounds like. Okay, Barracuda, get a hold of your dad. This message is concerning. Yeah, it is. Wintertone says, yeah, anybody who cares about some property. My dad lost our childhood house too. He had 3 jobs, simply couldn't make enough money to care for 4 people. My mom would write his ass so much for everything, but me and my brother never came close to blaming him for anything. He passed away at 58, and my brother and I have nothing but admiration for him. He was a great man who worked himself to death for us. He literally died at work. And it thanks everyone for the kind words. Yeah, that's heartbreaking. That's heartbreaking, but I don't understand this. If great grandpa built it, if great grandpa built the house, that house shouldn't have nothing owed on it. Nothing. You borrowing against it, that's a bad idea. Don't do that. Pay your taxes, and stop living beyond your means. There are cuts everyone can make, unless you are destitute, which happens a lot in this country, unfortunately. I don't understand why there's $150,000 left on this house that great grandpa built. That's crazy to me. That is crazy to me. I do not understand it. Now I want more information. Oh, hopefully this will be a little lighter. No, it's not. This is from Server Life called Customers Left $65 to cover a $68 bill. Why would you do that? So I had a table that was 2 couples, turned the radio down for them, moved their table twice because the first one was too close to the speaker, the second one was too high. All the tables are set at the same height. They had special custom orders, which I accommodated. They were excessively friendly, hand on my shoulder, chatty boomer types. Oh, those people are annoying. They leave and I'm bussing the table. The other waitress comes over looking distressed and asked if they left any money on the table. Apparently, they came up to the register to pay. They handed the boss $40. She says, oh, the bill was 68. He went to the other people in the party and handed her 65 and said, this is all we have, and left. Oh, okay. I can't do math, apparently. I'm too tired to math today. She might be afraid of confrontation, but I am not. So I headed out to the parking lot to tell them they need to pay their entire bill. But they were already driving away. Never seen boomers move so fast. And it's squabbling amongst ourselves in the comments about what qualifies as illegal labor practices is fun, but do you guys want to like unionize or something? I don't know. Could be cool. Let me know. Honestly, that's not her fault that they didn't pay the bill. That's on them. Canuxa says your boss owes you money since they were unable to collect the right amount. If it's your mistake, sure, but this is their mistake. They should QSA $5 worth of product and move on. Yes. OP says, unfortunately, she took $3 loss rather than taking it out of my tips, which has happened to me at other jobs. I'm just amazed they thought it was an acceptable thing to do rather than scrapping together $3 of pocket change to cover it. I've had kids pull this type of thing, but never for whole adults. Don't you keep track of what you're spending? Keep track of what you're spending if you're on limited funds. And make sure you have enough for the tip because those girls work hard and they don't get paid enough. They do not get paid enough. Actually, the ones at my sister's restaurant do. She pays everybody. She pays everybody and they get to keep their tips. And she has like no turnover, which is expensive. It's expensive to have turnover. You're paying. I don't know why restaurant people don't understand that turnover is expensive. Other places too. Turnover is expensive. It's costing you money. Here is a Am I the Devil? Which you know is going to be bad. Some of them aren't as bad, but normal behavior is an obsession. It's from Am I the A-hole? AITA for calling out my girlfriend over her cat obsession. Um, I'm not kidding. My 36 male girlfriend, 35 female, is obsessed with her cat. 10 male if you're interested. Dating for 3 years, living together for two. Since the pandemic, I've been home a lot more and I've realized just how cat crazy my girlfriend really is. They do everything together. She doesn't need an alarm because he wakes her up at 7:30 every day by sitting on her chest and gently nudging her face with his nose. That's normal for cats. That's a normal thing. Good for her not needing an alarm. She got cat alarm. He eats his breakfast while she eats hers. Okay. If we're watching TV, he's in her lap. That's normal. If she's working at her desk, he's in her chair, chilling nearby. Sounds like Tony. If he acts even a little weird, like hiding in the closet, which I guess he normally doesn't do, she's on the phone to the vet. She even takes him for walks with little harness that I used to think was kind of cute until I realized it just meant her obsession would not be limited to inside the house. You should be taking your cats out for walks. It's good for them. Don't get me wrong, I like the cat. He's a chill cat. Doesn't mess with stuff in the house, very friendly, clean. But sometimes I would like to have my girlfriend to myself. Really? I tried closing the bedroom door at night, but the little houdini got in somehow, and I woke up with him smiling at me smugly from atop my girlfriend's breasts. This guy sounds like a jerk. Don't get me Oh, oops, no. Anytime I mention toning it down with the cat, she gets all hurt and makes excuses of how she's had them since he was a kitten and they've been through a lot together. She's even gone so far as to say he was her lifeline during a period of major depression in her late 20s. Every time I back down, I say, okay, I get it. He's family. He's more family than you. We've been around longer. And none of that is unusual. That's just normal behavior for people. I mean, if he's sitting in a chair next to her while they're eating breakfast, then maybe you might have a little bit of trouble. If she's taking him everywhere, then maybe you might have a little bit of trouble, but this is just normal stuff. The final straw came when we were talking about relocating together to another country. She wants to limit our search to countries that don't make pets fly under the plane, ruling out a ton of good countries. I finally stood up to her. I told her pets fly under planes all the time and it's perfectly safe. I told her she was limiting our options for her own anxiety and not the case cat's safety. He wouldn't be any safer purring at her feet while she pet him the entire flight. She tried to argue that it's a senior pet, but I did not back down. WTF, he's 10. Yeah, that's like middle age for a cat. That's like past middle age for a cat. I showed her tons of airfare literature about pet safe flying programs and whatnot. She tried to argue that physically safety isn't the same as psychological safety, and she thinks it would be too traumatizing for the cat to go into the plane. You guys need to break up. You're not understanding her issues at all. You're a red flag, dude. Red flag. Red flag, dude. I don't know why I think it's over here. Here's where I might be the a-hole. I gave her a list of my top countries, all of which would be required the cat go under the plane. I told her that I wanted a future with her, but that I thought she needed to get some serious help for her obsession with her cat, and to let me know if she decided to get that help so we could move forward with our lives. The ball's in her court. I've been staying with a buddy. It's been about a week and she hasn't called, so I'm starting to wonder if I should have helped her find a therapist before he left. No, couldn't like just change your list of countries. Why are you so adamant about leaving the country, dude? Just stay where you're at. Unless you can't find a job or something. Sounds like you're moving without getting a job, which is not a good idea. There's a TLDR I'm not gonna read. Lady Rika, glad she broke up with that insufferable twat. If you don't like cat people, don't date one because it's perfectly normal behavior with cat people. I know a lot of dog people that have similar routines. Yes, exactly. You would think nothing about this if it was a dog, but because it's a cat, it's an issue. The answer to that was also, it doesn't seem like she was doing much. She just has a clingy cat that loves her and she worries about his safety and health. I really don't know why OP even cares if this threat is real at all. Because who can just relocate to another country and have so many choices that you make a list? Maybe like if you're a citizen of the EU, but even that they could solve that by driving instead of flying. Yeah, yeah, I don't get it. I do not get it. I don't get why they're. He doesn't say why they're moving. It's like, do they have to move? If they don't have to move. Maybe they shouldn't be moving. Doesn't sound like they have a job because he's got a whole list of countries to go to. This is true off my chest. My wife hit me this morning. I've decided to divorce her today. I, 40 male, never thought I would be writing like this, something like this. Today, my wife, 38 female, had a huge and I had a huge argument. I'm going to start over. I, 40 male, never thought I'd be writing something like this. Today, my wife, 38 female, and I had a huge argument. She was yelling at our daughter 8 early in the morning. When I stepped in to protect her, my wife hit me in the back. It wasn't hard, no bruises, no blood, but it was enough. I've lived through emotional outbursts before, and I always convince myself to endure, to rationalize, to forgive. But I've also always told her and myself that physical violence would be the one line I would never accept, and she crossed it today. Yeah, and what is it teaching your daughter that you're enduring this, that your daughter can act like this too? Always, always, always think about what you're teaching your kids. I'm the perfect parent. I told her it was over. She is already taking her things. She said she wouldn't stay because she doesn't want to live with conditions. I offered therapy, working on her anger, but she refused. My kids cried when she left, and I cried with them. It hurts like hell. It feels like all the good I did in this marriage got erased in a single blow. It hurts that she won't even apologize. She probably thinks she was justified. She probably does, but not the right thing to do. But I know I'm doing the right thing for me and for my kids. Even if she only lives 5 minutes away now, it feels like an ocean. Update. About the reason she was yelling, my daughter hadn't cleaned her room and my wife was getting her ready for school. I was doing the dishes when I heard my daughter scream because she got hairspray in her eyes, and my wife started yelling at her much worse for wasting time instead of cleaning her room. Why is she cleaning her room before school? That's something you do after school, not before school, because you're on a time limit and you got other stuff to do. My wife has had similar outbursts against me in the past over things like a suit coming back from the dry cleaner in a slightly different shade of gray, or the time chairs would arrive at an event. I had to consulted at the time with her, but she said it was my fault because I sent her a message at 9 a.m. and she was at work, so she would read it wrong. One of the worst was when our washing machine broke and I had to call for a technician. She said I was useless. No, you don't want to. Most people should not be tackling broken down washing machines by themselves. That's when you call somebody. Call somebody for that. Sometimes you can't even tell what's wrong with them, so you need an expert. That being said, I did call a technician for my dryer once. Turned out my kid was leaving nails in his pockets. He still does that, by the way. I found nails in the pockets when he was living here. About the blow, she still tries to downplay it, saying it was only a slap meant to hit our daughter, and I shouldn't have taken my daughter's side or stood in her way. Why are you hitting your kids? Why are you hitting your? Oh my gosh, I can't even. This didn't happen in a split second. I moved to shield my daughter with my back to my wife, and I saw her raise her hand. She had more than enough time to stop, yet she chose to hit me. Top comment from Terminal Zero is, "It was only a slap. She meant to hit our daughter." This is her defense. Yes, exactly. Perennial redundant says, so yeah, the top comment saying maybe You can get back together with therapy. Did those 1,000 people just upvote just glaze over this part of the OP? What the hell? Exactly. Like, no, no. uh, Knifey Wifey says it's part of an update. Maybe the therapy comments came before that. Yeah, maybe. No, 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 no. Get this woman out of your life and out of your kids' lives. Your kids deserve better than that. Yeah, she's scary. She's scary. Those poor kids are going to need so much therapy. So much therapy. And we'll end with petty revenge. Start putting your groceries on the belt behind mine while I still have half a cart to unload. I hope you're not in a rush. I always make sure the person in front of me has all their stuff out before I start. And elderly person at the supermarket pretended not to see that I was still unloading my cart and just started putting her stuff on the belt. I told her, "Excuse me, I'm not done." She mutters something, but doesn't remove her stuff, just puts it back while the belt is moving. So I proceed to put the rest of my stuff one by one, slowly spreading them on the belt. The belt keeps moving and she has to keep pulling her items back. I make small talk with the cashier. I pay in cash, usually a card because it's faster, but I guess not today. I take my time bagging my groceries. Can't have anything crushed in the bag now, can I? And I make contact with the elderly impatient. Oh, sorry. I make contact with the impatient elder as I leave and give her a little smile. She's fuming. I swear boomers only have two speeds when shopping: snail pace when they're blocking other people for no reason, and lightning fast when they're ready to be served and they don't happen to be the first in line. Toddlers are more self aware. It's not just boomers either. It's not just boomers, it's everybody anymore. Like patience, people, just be patient. Just be patient. It's not life is short. Yes, but that's no reason to be in a hurry and be rude. Commenter from Lopsided Bench. That happened 10 or so years ago. My younger entitled princess was forcefully putting things on the belt, things I would use myself, so I let them get mixed with mine and paid for all of them. All of a sudden, she's yelling that I stole her groceries. I said, "No, everything here is mine. I paid for them." The cashier backed me up. That's what I would have done. I would have probably done that. My card can handle it. And the answer to that is nothing in the store is yours until you pay for it. Totally fair game. Yep. That's like that one we read the other day where the about the resale shop, about the thrift store and the resale lady. If you don't put it in your cart, it's not yours. My best friend always jokes that she wants to go shopping in other people's carts and see what their reaction is. That'd be fun. All right, I guess that's all for today. I hope you all have a good weekend. I will be very, very tired on Monday when I come back because I have a very, 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 very busy weekend ahead of me. But like I said, lots of times with family, so it'll be okay. Be okay. Bye, biddies. Love you. Have a good weekend. Back over here.